back at Saturday's game, it was a gritty performance, big win to get 2 in a row. How's the atmosphere in the squad now?
Yeah, I think Coldie's one of the toughest places to go, and they'd lost a few on the bounce, so they were desperate to, I think, get a home victory. And like we said, we hadn't won back-to-back yet, and I think it was a really, really good challenge and a challenge we needed. And I was really impressed with how the lads went about it. We travelled up on the day. Did we start off brilliantly? No, but I think our character and our togetherness shone through, and the way we played in the second half, I thought we completely dominated the game really, and fully deserved our 5 points.
Yeah, how important is it for you to see different sides winning as well? Because obviously the scrum completely dominated that game.
Yeah, no, I think like the work Steve Bowden's been doing with the front row boys is really impressive, and I've been up in the office saying I really feel like the scrum's going to really start to dominate teams, and I think the last few weeks we've seen that now, and potentially, could we have got a penalty try at the weekend? I think we could. But yeah, look, we want to play a fast flowing game of rugby, entertaining people, and at home we have been doing that, but we had to roll our sleeves up at the weekend and do it a different way. And heading into winter in England, you're not always going to be able to do that. You watched Nottingham Ealing the other day, it's on a mud bath, so it's difficult to play rugby. So yeah, we're going to have to do it different ways.
Yeah, and then thoughts ahead of the weekend. It's a showcase game for us, the first one. Bit of a Midlands derby as well, Matt Gallagher Cup, so there's quite a lot on it really.
Yeah, I think that Matt Gallagher Cup's really important, and a former player, it raises brilliant awareness around the charity and MND and bits and bobs, and yeah, we definitely want to win that cup and get Coventry's name on it for the first time, and make sure we keep hold of that. But yeah, it's always tough against Nottingham. They're full of confidence, they're playing well. They'll have a real point to prove as well coming here. I think the last few times they've been here, we've beaten by big scores. So, if I'm in their camp, I want to right a few wrongs and prove a few people wrong.
Yeah, and it's only, I know the league position doesn't actually really tell the story. There's only 2 points between us and 5th place Nottingham. So it really shows the importance of this game this weekend. Yeah,
we've seemed to, the last few games, every game we've had is like a chance to leapfrog someone almost. So look, they'll want to pull away from us and we want to catch them. So yeah, I think the next 2-3 weeks, the league table sort of really evens out and people who deserve to be where they're meant to be. And we've been quite relaxed about not looking too much at the league table and worrying. I think it's a silly trap to fall into. We've been basing our reviews on how we're performing and day to day, so we're pretty pleased with where we're at and we're building nicely now.
Yeah, and then looking towards like the Christmas period, there's probably quite a heavy load for the players. How do you manage that as a coach going forward for the rest of the week?
Yeah, look, it's I think it's exciting playing on Boxing Day and New Year's Day. As a player, you used to enjoy them fixtures. The crowds are big. You have to be professional and look after yourself, but look, we know when to pull back, we know when to push them and change a schedule here and there to look after them. And if they're performing on a Saturday and throwing everything at it, they'll always get looked after and rewarded with that.
Yeah, and then this is more for players, but for you as well, the club kind of coverage this season. Have you seen anyone particularly kind of like interested in seeing their clips or anything like that? Yeah,
no, I think the boys always looking at their bits and bobs, and the data, the Oval Insights as well they're getting is interesting to them, and it's just great to have awareness brought to the league a little bit more. You see it on social media, there's a lot more interest being gathered, so look, it can only be a good thing. And with Clubbers streaming all the games, it gives people an option to watch the games, whereas before they're reliant on highlights. So look, I think it's fantastic, and hopefully it keeps building.